The table is set, and so I bid you raise a glass with me. That together we might toast your spectacular accomplishment. There's really nothing quite like a hearty meal after a job well done. Drink up, my friend, drink up. This guy really likes to spend money, huh? How'd you feel? I have another few bottles ready and waiting for it to be opened. No? Oh, very well, if you insist. It occurs to me, my good woman, that I have yet to ask you your name. So quickly did we forge our friendship that I hardly noticed until now. Sarah Serene, Reek, and Ceres. Yes, I rather like the sound of that. Reek and Ceres, the daring duo, the brave bounty hunters, the scourge of sin eaters. Once we have slain Andrea, not a soul in Norvrent will know our names. Will not know our names. They shall ring out all across the realm. But I should dwell over much on the victory before the struggle. A wise hunter is prepared and patient. It would be prudent to send double, nay triple the agents afield to seek out promising new leads. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're a gillionaire. Worried about the budget for a brave endeavor? Well, don't be. I am prepared to fund our activities as needed. No expense shall be spared. None whatsoever. There she is, Sarah has come to rejoin her bosom companion in the great hunt. It is well that you have, for I have obtained new information concerning a sighting of Andrea in Colusia. The fiend has transformed yet another deadly mark, a great bear in this instance, into an even deadlier eater, and so it falls to Reek and Ceres to slay the newborn eater and continue their pursuit of Norvrent's most notorious virtue, to Colusia and to glory. Guess we're gonna kill a beast in each area? Gotta find a bear, you say? Let us brook no further delay and commence our search, separately as before in Amarang. If you catch the eater first, I grant you leave to kill it. Without me, I trust you will not be disappointed if the reverse were to occur? Surely not, surely not. I myself will be most put out if I happen to lose to you a second time, and so, on that note, may the best hunter win. Boom, boom. Ow. Various surroundings will find no trace of the bear. I actually can't wait to reach the end of the MSQ, because then I could watch the full Endwalker trailer. That'll be along with the story. That'll be also a reward at the end. By looking far and wide, you fail to find any trace of the bear you seek. Perhaps Louis Rick was indeed the better hunter this day. Bow, bow, bow. Some people there. Hate to say it, sirs, but it would seem we're late to the party. Landbird and his mates slew the bear before we could. So it's true then. You've cast your lot with the boy. Poor daft sod. But I don't understand. The eater was a newborn. How could you possibly have learned of it and gotten here before we did? Well, see, that's the problem with relying on hired help. They're loyal to your coin, not you, and you're not the only one willing to open his purse. They stole the information now. But more importantly, Reek, what's this I hear about you hunting Andrea? With help, I mean, rather than all by your lonesome. I have a distinct memory of you storming off in a huff saying you didn't need me or anyone else to finish the job. Tell me I'm wrong. Do as you like, help or no, you've no chance of beating me to the prize. Cause unlike you, I'm not all talk, and neither are me mates. Speaking of mates, how much did it cost you to buy her friendship, do tell? Oh god, they're laughing at him. Piss off, Landbird. Why are you still here? You got your mark, didn't you? You should choose your friends more carefully, sinner. When it all goes wrong, don't say I didn't warn you. If it goes wrong, then I'll pull this man back out. You have questions, I'm sure. As you may have surmised, Landbird was once a comrade of mine. I took him into my service that we might hone our skills, battling sin eaters in preparation for facing Andrea. However, I soon came to see that he was not all that capable of a hunter, and so I dissolved our working relationship. Unfortunately, he did not take it in stride and instead resolved to recruit new companions that he might beat me at my own game. It would seem that his fortunes have improved greatly of late, so much so that I fear we can no longer afford to dedicate time to tracking lesser eaters and must devote our undivided attention to the pursuit of Andrea. As such, we should be getting back to the Crystarium, but before we depart, I have one other matter to attend to in Yilmore. If I might trouble you, accompany me? But of course you will. Just be off. Doing Yilmore. Wants to go to the strip club? Ceres, allow me to introduce you to my father and mother. Oh, that explains it. Father, this is my traveling companion, my dear friend, Ceres. He and I have resolved to hunt a particularly deadly sin eater. Indeed, I cannot overstate how terribly dangerous this eater is, and to pursue it is to court death itself. However, when we at last triumph over the fiend, all of Norvrent shall sing our praises. Won't that be wonderful, Father? As long as you do not sully our good name, you are free to hunt whatever quarry you desire. You can do without all the petty details. Now then, how much do you require this time? Out with it. Oh, never mind, just give the boy my coin purse, would you? I'm sure it will suffice for his trivial pursuits. That's why you're here, is it not? Another handout? Don't play coy, you've never been any good at it. You know, I honestly don't know why I came here. Keep your coin, Father. We're leaving, Ceres, right now. That's how his relationship is with his family. An uncaring mother and father. At least from what I've seen. Hello, Lue. Forgive me, Ceres, but I would forego the wine on this occasion. Father's lackluster reception has put me in rather dour spirits. As you may have gathered from our exchange, I am a free citizen of Yomor. Owing to my parents' considerable wealth, I have enjoyed a relatively privileged upbringing. Privileged and unbearably boring, which is why I quit the city and resolved to become a bounty hunter. I am no fool, though. I am well aware of my fortunate circumstances, which is why I elected to conceal them from the people of the Crystarium. People are wont to jump to uncharitable conclusions. I feel as though you and I have established a rapport, though, and so I thought it best to bring you into my confidence. I pray you refrain from telling others. Now then, since Landbird has decided to turn this into a race, we have no choice but to oblige him and slay Andrea before he does. This calls for a veritable army of hired hands. Alas, in a fit of frustration, I refused Father's coin. Without additional resources, we have no choice but to conduct the search by ourselves. Moreover, I am rather embarrassed to admit that I can pay you only a token sum at this time, but I trust that will not deter you from joining me anon. I was never in this for the gil. Now that I've seen Andrea. Really? I mean, of course you weren't. Perish the thought. Sarah's my friend. Thank the gods you're here. Ever since we parted ways, I've been exhausting myself running all over the Crystarium, questioning anyone and everyone, hoping someone might have seen Andrea, but alas. Only the Crystarium? Well, of course, surely this is the limit of what a man with meager financial resources can accomplish. It doesn't cost money to go outside and ask. But never mind all that. For it but recently dawned on me that the vision you have beheld of Renda Ray's past could hold the clues for which we have been desperately searching. When you first described it to me, I felt as though I had heard it before. And I had. A wet nurse had told me the exact same story when I was still a boy. It was a tale of a courageous hunter who, together with her comrades, embarked on a quest to slay a notorious mark, a great horned beast. They came upon their quarry in a desert, and there attempted to lay it low. Alas, the beast had a singular strength, and the hunter a fatal weakness. And so, in the ensuing struggle, her comrades were killed, leaving her the sole survivor to swear vengeance. Would you not agree that your vision is a perfect match for this tale? Sounds like it. Then there could be no doubt. Renda Ray is the celebrated hunter, the hero I so admired in my childhood. After that tragic day, the hunter resolved not to rely upon others and instead slew the beast by herself. She somehow found a way to compensate for her weakness. In a way, my recollection of the tale is likely riddled with errors. I should ask Miss Olvara to recount it in full. She was a bounty hunter herself before she entered into our service, you know. Also, in light of all this, I should share with you an interesting theory concerning all the virtues I heard from a fellow hunter. Apparently, each appears to be driven by particular memories, moments that forever change each of these fallen heroes. Makes sense, doesn't it? Renda Ray being a hunter of notorious marks in life and in death. I don't know why it never occurred to me before. But if that is indeed the reason why she behaves as she does, then the more we learn about Renda Ray's adventures, the better our chances of predicting where she'll turn up. All the more reason to go and see my former wet nurse. Miss Olvara lies in Gate Town, Uncle Lucia. Let us be off. Yes, let us be on indeed. I can teleport there, then teleport down there. Bum 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 bum. What? Give me my back. I had interrupted it at the last second. Oh no. This is Miss Olvara, the wet nurse who raised me for practically the entirety of my childhood. She was bonded to my family and lived with us in the city at the time, but when I came of age, she was forced to leave. Why, you've grown to such a strappy young man, but I can't imagine you came to Gate Town just to pay me a visit, my little Reek. Not in front of her, if you please, but to answer your question, we did in fact come to see you. There were stories you told me as a child of a courageous hunter. Was that hunter perchance the warrior of light, Renda Ray? All the reasons you could have had. Aye, those stories were of Renda Ray, the greatest bounty hunter of her day, the legend so many aspired to become. That's so after the flood. It was still fresh in everyone's mind when I was younger, and for all the good they had done in life, none could deny the chaos they sowed in death as sin eaters. Despite all of that, me and my mates still looked up to her. We knew all her feats and swore to preserve them, in secret if need be, that she might inspire future generations as she had ours. So years and years later, when you wanted to hear tales of adventure and heroism, I couldn't help but share with you the ones nearest and dearest to my heart. Only wish I hadn't had to change all the names. Then it's true, the hero who I looked up to as a child, whose tales of daring do drove me to take up the bow as you had, to pester you for training that I might become a bounty hunter, was her. Miss Olvara, Ceres and I are hunting Andrea, and we believe that one of those stories you shared with me may help guide our search, namely the one about the great horned beast that killed her friends. Will you tell it to me again? Wicked White? Is that? Oh, my little Reek. Very well. Even as a young hunter, Renda Ray's incredible hearing was unparalleled. She could track her quarry through a forest by the most minute sounds of their passing, from miles away even, by some accounts. Even the most subtle and stealthy beasts never eluded her for long. A misplaced foot, a snapped branch, eventually, Renda Ray would know, and her aim was always good and true. As she grew older and honed her skills further, she set her eyes on bigger prizes. She became a hunter of notorious marks, and together with her comrades earned fame and fortune. As their reputation swelled, so too did their egos. Only the most dangerous game would suffice, and so they resolved to hunt the scourge of Norvrent, the devourer of souls, Balam Kids. What Renda Ray did not realize was that her greatest strength would prove her undoing, for when she faced Balam Quits, the beast roared with such force that it brought her to her knees. Helpless, she could only watch as it claimed the lives of her beloved comrades and fled. After burying the hunters and vowing that she would one day avenge them, she took to the road once more. She met Ardbert and his fellow warriors of light, and for a time she accompanied the fledgling heroes on their adventures. To them, she was a breath of fresh air, a vibrant young woman who savored every moment and found joy in the simple pleasures. They knew not of her fallen friends or how their deaths weighed heavy upon her still. The party wandered the realm, performing many great deeds and growing even ever stronger, as did Renda Ray. While in Calusia, she even devised a means to defend against the powerful roar that had been her downfall that fateful day. And then, while engaged in an adventure in Raktika, a rumor reached Renda Ray's ears. Balam Kits, scourge of Norvrent, devourer of souls, had been spotted wandering the Sitya swamps. It was a golden opportunity, but to seize it would be to face the beast alone. She could not wait for Ardbert and the others, nor could she ask that they forsake their sworn duty. But perhaps it was just as well. The memory of her defeat still haunted her. The courageous hunter had allowed a single fear to take root in her heart, a fear of losing her new companions as she had her old. So it was that Renda Ray ventured forth in secret, resolved to slay her hated foe, Balam Kits, alone. With all her strength and guile, the legendary hunter did just that. Vengeance claimed, she rejoined Ardbert and the others, and never spoke of the terrible battle twixt her and the dread beast. From that day forward, she was Renda Ray, the warrior of light, and the deeds of her and her comrades would be celebrated forevermore. Strange to think that the woman I admired when I was young would become the sin eater I swore to slay. What she became doesn't change who she was. Even if the tales were a little embellished over the years, they were rooted in truth. She was and will always be a hero to me, and to you, I hope. Thank you, Miss Olvara, for everything. I promise I will visit you again soon. Oh, Ceres, remember that theory I told you before about the virtues being driven by powerful memories? If Andrea is reenacting the journey leading up to her confrontation with Balam Kits, the one that took her from Areng to Calusia, then her next destination must be Raktika Greatwood. Right. That was where she laid low the beast at last, in the City of Swamps, to be precise. And so this is where we shall go. Let us away. Now listen, Reek. There's an awful lot people don't know about Renderay, or the world for that matter. So wherever you go and whatever you see, remember not to take it on face value. Don't just accept what others tell you as good and true. Listen to your heart and decide for yourself. And be safe. There was it? It is a pleasure to meet a friend of Reek's. His parents never hesitated to provide him with all the wealth and opportunities they could. But when it came to love and support, well, all I can say is that it is a miracle that boy turned out as well as he did. One can never have too many friends or too much support. That goes for you as well, I think. Thanks, Granny. I'm never gonna find a Sin Eater version of it. Lahi. We're gonna be fighting something. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. When I was little, Miss Olvara seemed so much bigger and stronger than me. Though to be perfectly honest, the way she carries herself even now bespeaks a confidence I cannot help but envy. But never mind that, we have a virtue to hunt. Let us commence our search at once. Keep your weapons at the ready, my friend. And she is. About time our luck took a turn for the better. There she is. Another vision? Echo? What now? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm gonna see what exactly happened when she fought the thing. Wish you were all here with me, but I know it's better that you're not. We have a score to settle, you bloody bastard, and this time I'm ready for your tricks. Am I playing as her? I'm really playing as her? What? Oh god. What's this? That's a... I interrupted you. Haha. Oh god. Oh god. You pay for taking that from me. I'll let you roar ever again. Oh god. Without your roar, you're nothing. Oh god. It's my fault, my failure. Do I have to do it alone? Oh god. Wouldn't have been this strong back then, they'd still be alive. I didn't think I'd be playing as her. You feel it, can't you? The pain, the fear serves you right. Thank God. What the? Where's this coming from? Oh god. I won't let it end like this. We won't, god damn it. Brenda. Made it in the nick, I see. They came to help. Are you hurt? Don't worry, I've got you. I'll give the help. Lone Wolf just had to do it on her own terms. Well, I was never good at indulging foolishness. Don't tell me you follow my trail. I'll tell you all about it after we kill this bloody bastard, aye? Something's wrong. It's turning off our attacks. No for me, Arenda. Keep your distance. Gather around Nilbert. Lend him your strength. Ooh. Go there. Get your war. And let your roar die. Haha. I got plenty of arrows left for you yet. Well struck, keep it up. Focus, everyone. Oh god. Oh boy. That healing though. We almost got it. All his strength for something big. Finish it. Oh God. What's over there? Together we will avenge my fallen friends. It's almost down. Got him. Yay. So she didn't do it alone. Tough old bugger. Everyone all right? Hardbert, I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone, and I'm sorry for trying to go it alone. And why, per tell, did you even try to do something so foolish? If we'd been here from the first, it wouldn't have been anything even approaching a challenge. Back in the day, I was a bounty hunter. I've told you that much, but I haven't told you about my old partners. Together, we tracked and claimed countless notorious marks throughout Norvrent. We were the best in the business. Everyone knew our names and our reputation. They called us legends. And somewhere along the line, we started to believe it too. And then we set our sights on Balam Gates. I survived. They didn't. I swore vengeance, but had no idea how to go about pursuing it. And I met you lot, and thought that maybe with your help, I might just have a fighting chance. So you see, I never intended to keep it all a secret. It's just, I never asked. And since I'd rather not talk about it, easier to live in the moment, you know? The next town, the next job. The weeks flew by, and after a time, I started having second thoughts. I lost those closest to me before. I didn't want to live through that again. Are we or are we not comrades through thick and thin? These bonds of fellowship between us must come before all else. Otherwise, they may as well not exist. You say the thought of losing us pains you. What of our feelings? What of our loss? What if we had not arrived when we did? You've saved our lives more than I can count. How dare you refuse to let us do the same? And without those keen ears of yours, I'll never know what bollocks Brandon and Yelbert are whispering about me behind my back. And ignorance is not bliss, let me tell you. This one's worth a fortune, aye? And fame besides, I'll wager we won't have to pay for our drinks when we get back into town. Oh God, not another night to remember. Don't you worry your pretty head over our fearless leader's questionable constitution. Oh, sorry about that. Take pride in the victory for the small folk, and sleep easy once they hear of Balam Kit's demise, until Ardbert's drunken snoring wakes them from their slumber. Really, he snores. And on that note, I think it's time we get this place. And Randaray, I trust that next time you decide to hunt deadly game, you'll do us the courtesy of extending us an invitation. And here I thought I was doing you a favor by keeping you out of my personal affairs. Selfish as it was. Oh fine, but if you go and die on me, I'll pay a necromancer to raise you from the dead so I can kill you out of spite. Agreed. Now then, mind cutting off whatever it is you need to take back as proof of the kill? I don't want to lose our reward on a technicality. Crystal. Such a fine crystal. Why not hold on to it as a memento of this occasion? Wake up, damn you. Hello? What's wrong with you, huh? That's the second time your so-called gift has cost us a chance at slaying Andrea. You know what? I've had enough. Oh no. Enough, I say. Yes, I don't need your help. I am perfectly capable of hunting the City Eater on my own. Good luck with that. Upon our return to Gate Town, you'll be given your final payment. We'll be free to go our separate ways. Oh, I might be following too much in her footsteps. Ba-da-da, bam, ba-da-da, ba-da. Ow. Honestly, I don't know why I ever placed my faith in you. You are such a disappointment. Consider this the formal dissolution of our partnership. Let none ever again speak the names Rick and Cerise in the same breath. Yes, never again. With that, I bid you good day. When he was little, Rick's parents punished him for a time by withholding his allowance. Without money to lavish on his friends, he soon found that many were only drawn to him by his wealth. I dare say he feared you would abandon him as they did, and decided to push you away first. I'm not trying to make excuses for what he said. I only hope you can find it in your heart to forgive him. Take some time to think it over, then come and see me. Oh, and take this for your troubles. I'm sure a talented woman like yourself is needed all over the realm, and so I thank you for sparing a moment to hear me out. Since you two parted ways, Rick has come to visit me several times. Though he is blessedly in good health, I worry for his spirits. I think you may have been the only friend he has had for some time. I considered journeying to the Crystarium myself to look in on him, but I find travel rather difficult these days. If you go in my stead, it'll put my heart at ease. Gotta make sure the dude hasn't died. Probably find that he isn't here right now. If not, he'll probably storm off again. Yep, seems like he isn't here. Louis Rick's customary seat is empty, and there is nothing to suggest he has occupied it recently. Perhaps someone will have noted his passing? Seen a blue-haired Mistle? Louis Rick? The Mistle Lordling? If he ain't sat at his usual table, then I have no idea where else to look. Looking for Master Rick, are we? I dare say you're the only one. Word is Mummy and Daddy cut him off, so there's no point in pretending to like the little shite anymore. Last I saw him, he was moping about like someone had shot his Amaro. Sure, he'll turn up eventually. Having fun? A little bit. Calucia, right? You're Louis Rick's partner. I was a landbird, remember? Oh yeah. Was out of stress because after we left you, we headed straight to Raktika. We'd heard a rumor Andrea was there, and landbird wanted to strike while the iron was hot. By the time we realized we were overmatched, it was too late. I saw Lambert fall, and when the Eater set her sights on the others, I fled. Call me a coward if you like, but my cowardice saved my life. Wicked White. I still remember looking back as I ran and seeing Lambert rise to his feet. I told everyone what had happened to warn them off the hunt. Some listened, but a few bloody fools took up their weapons and joined the hunt. Glory-hungry imbeciles, and not one of them has returned. Didn't expect Lurik to be one of them neither. I remember thinking it odd, especially when I saw him leave for Raktika alone. You're meeting him there, I presume? Good luck, friend, but I have no doubt that you're going to your doom. He did go trying to get her by himself. Swear to God, this dummy dies before I get there. Lahi. Oh God. Oh no, who's this on the ground? It's him. What happened here? Why are you here? Don't tell me you came for me. It's terrible. It's horrible. Andrea, she's... Oh God, not again. I'm gonna see what happened with him. Guessing? Renda Ray, if aught of you remains, then hearken to my words. I have come to lay your soul to rest, alone, as you yourself faced Balam Kids a century ago on this very ground. Oh God, it's him. Lambert, oh gods, no. Oh great, a bunch of other people. Don't tell me you beheld a vision of my past just now, didn't you? I thought as much. Wasn't but a moment ago that I confronted them. Awfully useful, that trick of yours, though I can't understand why you kept using it every time we ran into Andrea. It's not like I can choose when to use it. I can't control when it happens. Huh? So it wasn't something you did deliberately? Good to know. Anyway, unintentional or not, at least I won't have to convince you of what I saw. She's turned Lambert and those other hunters into sin eaters like herself. A Hume axeman, a Galgant swordsman, a dwarven healer, and an elven mage. Looked awfully familiar, didn't it? She's rebuilding her fellowship. She's remaking the warriors of light. But for the life of me, I can't understand why. I mean, I understand why she came here in the first place. She's reliving the hunt for Balam Keats. But Renda raced through the beast by herself. The stories were clear about that. Except they weren't. What? They were there too? Then the stories were wrong? God strike me down, I've been such a fool. Why did I ever think I could do this alone? I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me for all the things I said, Ceres. I've regretted my behavior ever since the day we parted ways. It was stupid and nonsensical and utterly pointless. I'm not sure I could even tell you why I did what I did. It's fine. Water under the bridge. Thank you, my friend. I hope it is alright if I can call you that. Right then, Andrea should be around here somewhere. Still on the hunt for Balam Kids, I expect. Not that she'll ever find it. No doubt Lambert and the others are with her too. He and I may have had our differences, but I not wish that fate on my worst enemy. He deserves to be laid to rest. They all do. Brenda Ray most of all. She is my hero. And if I have to kill her to save her soul, then so be it. But this is too much for even the best hunter to handle alone. And I am far from the best. The only way to see this through is together. You and me, my friend. What say you? Yeah. Aha! I asked for a word and you give me a nod. Fair enough. Before we resume the hunt in earnest though, let us return to Gate Town and let Miss Olvara know all is well. After all, you wouldn't have come unless she sent you. I'm the first person I had to knock some sense into. Lahi. Why is that song becoming so fucking loud? Damn. Oh, the mount? Oh, it's still there. The mountain and the Talos. Pretty cool. Hello. Ceres, what a pleasure to see you again, and in the company of little Reek. No less. Am I right in assuming you patched things up? Uh-huh. I should like to think so, yes, and it is all thanks to you. Do not implore her to give me another chance. I might well still be sitting alone in the swamps, dwelling on my myriad failings. And you, my friend, I know not why you sought her out on your own. But I'm glad that you did. Miss Olvara is perhaps the only person who truly cares for my well-being, but she has no one to look after her. Don't be silly, Rick. I have you, don't I? And before you start blabbering about how you wish you could properly reward Ceres, as I can tell you're about to, know that I prepared a hearty meal just for her. Oh, that's very thoughtful of you. Nevertheless, I shall see you both duly compensated once we have claimed the bounty for Andrea. And claim it we shall, for united, Rick and Ceres are unstoppable. Is what I would like to say, but I know my own limitations better than anyone. It will be prudent to make proper preparations at this juncture. You two should see to it you are ready for the struggle ahead. It will be a mighty one indeed, but one well worth the effort, my friend. Ceres, my friend, my partner, I trust you are ready. Good. That is very good indeed, for before we depart to face Andrea, for what I pray is the final time, I have a confession to make. I may have been somewhat misleading when I intimated the tremendousness of my martial prowess. In truth, it rather pales in comparison to yours. Do tell. You must be terribly crestfallen, I am sure. It is my deepest regret that I allowed you to labor under the misapprehension that we were equals for so long. In my defense, I must say that when I realized what an exceedingly powerful warrior you truly are, I was dumbstruck. I struggled to conceive of how to even broach the subject. Furthermore, I must admit that great majority, nay, all of our efforts to hone our skills in preparation for the battle to come have been entirely for my benefit. The disparity between us might not be so readily apparent. To think that my insecurity drove me to postpone this fateful day for so long. In my cowardice, I allowed Andrea to assemble a party of followers. For before we might have only needed to contend with one foe, we must now confront 5. And for all my preparation, I am still no more likely to be an asset to you than a hindrance. But perhaps that need not be the case. In discussing this grim reality with Miss Olvara while we were away, we hit upon a potential stratagem. Recall you render Ray's greatest strength and weakness, her preternatural hearing. We can be reasonably certain that Andrea is possessed of it as well. Therefore, if you were to fashion a device that could produce a loud noise at will, you could use it to secure an advantage in your battle. What I lack in strength of arms, I may make up for with guile. While it will not guarantee us victory, it will surely bring us one step closer. Hello. 1,000 pardons, Master Reek, but I am come to deliver a message from your Lord Father. Daddy? What does he want with me now? It has come to your Lord Father's attention that you have acquitted yourself rather poorly as a bounty hunter and have brought terrible shame upon your family name. He commands you to cease all such activities at once and return to the city forthwith. Should you fail to do so, you will be stripped of your citizenship and family name. No further financial assistance will be provided. Oh dear. You may tell my father and my mother the following, that I am Lue Reek, proud bounty hunter, slayer of sin eaters, that I have no intention of renouncing this cause, and that they are free to do as they deem fit. Tell them that if they have no son, then I have no parents, that I have no family save Miss Olvara, who has shown me more love than they ever have. Very good, Master Reek. Deliver your reply to them at once. Right, now that that's settled, we can get to work crafting the giant noisemaker of ours. Let us consult with the craftsman of the crystalline mean at once. I dare say you lit a fire in him, Ceres. I never thought I'd see the day when he'd muster the courage to say anything like that to his parents. They grow up so fast. Oh yeah. I'm coming. What's all this then? You got something what needs making? Indeed I do, good sir. I wish to commission a production of a device that can generate a tremendously loud sound. It must be small and light enough to be carried by a single individual as well. Ain't that one of the stranger requests I've heard? Well, if it's just noise you want, then I'd wager we could make do with a special blend of fire sand. I think I've got just the recipe for your needs. I'll need some choice ingredients, mind? And you'll need to go and fetch them for me. But fetch? What precisely it is that you require? Well, there's this one particular beastie native to Calusia what's got a singular diet and leaves these massive dung piles. The fresher the better, if it please. A few varieties of grasses native to Raktika, and some iron ore from Amarang. I'll give you a list if you like. To wit, I will need to travel to the far corners of Norvrant and back. Oh dear, this is rather more involved than I... No more excuses. I'll do whatever needs to be done to see this through to the end. My friend, I will go impose these tasks upon you. I will not impose these tasks upon you. I insist that you remain here while I go and fetch the required materials. Really by yourself? It could be a lot faster if I go help also. He's back. It was a series of surprisingly harrowing experiences, but in the end I managed to obtain the materials necessary for the construction of my secret weapon. That gentleman was rather accommodating. Despite being somewhat put out that I had not any gil to pay him for his labor, he was nevertheless willing to teach me how to craft the arrows myself. He said he found my industriousness endearing. I must confess, despite being utterly exhausted by all this busy work, it has been somewhat refreshing. And now that my noisemaker arrows are ready, I cannot wait to put them to the proof. If all goes to plan, the explosion should be loud enough to incapacitate Andrea for a time. Let us put an end to her tale, my friend, and in so doing write the opening of ours, that of Reek and Ceres, bounty hunters extraordinaire. Come, Raktika and Gloria waits. We'll finally put her to rest. Lahi. Andrea really likes to seem to like to stick around here. Oh, there we go. We're gonna take her on. If I may make one small request before we begin, please, for the love of gods, please try not to succumb to any visions of people's past. This really could not be a worse time. I'll try. Well, are you still with me in the here and now? Yeah, all's good. Excellent. Then we can tend to the task at hand without worry. Let us lay to rest our fellow hunters and render Ray the peace a hero deserves. They're gonna have to heal her first.